We're here at Connected, a fair trade store located in Salina and Lindsborg, Kansas, and I'm here talking to my friend Amy Kay Pavlovich, the owner. So Amy, we had one question to start off. Please tell us what fair trade is.
I would love to. It's my favorite thing to talk about. Fair trade is a direct market access for people. It's just a business model. And so the products are varied, like jewelry and foods and beverages and actually pretty much anything under the sun. The common denominator is the way that the people are paid and have direct market access. So, like for instance, this necklace is made out of nuts and coconuts from Ecuador. And what happens is these producers make this necklace and then the importer buys directly from them. And in this particular case, this importer lives in like north of Chicago. He then sells it directly to fair trade stores like mine. So there's only 1 to 3 middle people in fair trade. And that's the kicker. The producer gets paid upfront and fairly and knows more work is coming. And the customer has pretty direct connection with the person who made the product or grew it. So it's a fair price for the consumer too.
How did you get started with fair trade?
I'm actually a minister by profession in the United Church of Christ, and it's a really social justice oriented denomination. And I have just grown up knowing that like it's who I am to think of and care for the poor. And the producers are really from the global south in the most impoverished areas of the world. And it's just, I think it was just born in me to be connected to care about them.
Sure.
Yeah, and I love the products. Like I love to wear the stuff. This is from Nepal. It's a shrug, and it just goes over one's head and kind of like lays across the shoulders. And it's just always beautiful, no matter how it goes on. And it's only $26. So it's affordable. And the people in Nepal, especially right now with like all of their, not only normal poverty that they have to sort of overcome, but now with the earthquake, you know, direct market access that's continuous is super important to them.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Compare fair trade to the normal business model or normal retail model that you'll see.
Sure, and I would love to know that I'm not trying to make it sound like other businesses are like evil or like super bad, but there's 10 to 13 middle people in a normal supply chain. Okay. So if something is the same price in a fair trade store as it is in like a normal store, then one wants to think about how much the producer was paid, because all the middle people have to make money or else that market chain wouldn't function.
Sure.
So it probably means the producer was paid next to nothing. So clothes, like the ones that I'm wearing today, we have in the Lindsborg store. It's a really good kind of a litmus test to see, okay, these people are not working in sweatshops. They have like good, safe working conditions. These are not slave laborers. So like my skirt is like $38 or something like that. And it's a really well-made, good skirt that feels good. It's organic cotton. The cotton's from Peru. They sewed some of the skirts in Peru, some of them in North Carolina actually. And so if this skirt costs that much, then one wonders about a skirt that's like fast fashion in a normal store that costs like $18 when there's 10 to 13 middle people perhaps in that market chain. It really makes one think about like the conditions of the worker who actually sewed the skirt. And I would much rather pay $38 and know that the people who made my skirt were treated well and they're not going to have their building collapse on them because they're in such poor conditions.
Absolutely.
There's
Retail
also
with a conscience.
Yes, that's it. And there's also other women who sew by hand, and those are people who are like really impoverished that don't even have sewing machines. Like there's some sari throws that we have from women in India and Bangladesh, and these women take recycled saris and like sew them by hand into throws that are used as blankets or wall hangings, and some people put them on their tables even. They're really colorful and unique and cool. But also the cool thing is that they're made by women who are getting out of the sex trade. Oh, wow. So it provides a skill that they learn, and then they can stay making the sari throws, or that skill is very transferable and they can work outside the co-op. But the thing is they can get into a different line of work that in a place where women aren't really valued and don't have a lot of options.
Okay.
So there's lots of co-ops like that. And we buy from over 45 different countries and importers. And there's just different things that come and go. Fun hats, some really normal looking jewelry, some funky jewelry. The coffee's really good. My husband can't go without it, which is fine with me. And now his office as well. There's little kids' dresses and toys, and there's lots of options. So I hope by having 2 stores, it's convenient for Central Kansas to give fair trade a look and to, if possible, purchase something that not only is great to give or to use for oneself, but also helps the people who actually made the product.
Sure. What do you see for fair trade moving forward as you grow your business, as you've expanded already since you started moving back to Kansas? Where do you see your business headed in the next few years or decades or however far you see it out?
Yeah, well, I would love to be a consistent presence in both Lindsborg and Salina for sure. And also, there's so many communities. There's only 6 towns in Kansas that have fair trade stores. I take that back, there's 5, because Lawrence has 2 stores. And so really, I think we need more stores, and I would love to open one in Manhattan, for instance. They have good market access for groceries that are fairly traded, and local groceries too, but they don't have like a full fair trade store. So I guess my vision is to keep being a constant market where I'm at, and then maybe have another store along the way, and also try to help other people to think of themselves as having their own stores in
Sure.
places, because the United States is far behind lots of other developed parts of the world. The UK alone sells like $50 million more than the whole of the United States of fair trade.
Really? Mm-hmm. That's probably not a good badge for the U.S.
No, but we will come along. We just need to keep on it. And I'm thankful for your interest. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you'll come in and see more and hear more of the stories whenever you're able.